Welcome to the AFR Saints channel, where we provide you daily content on your favorite team, the New Orleans Saints. Do us a favor and hit that subscribe button. Be sure to leave your comments below and smash that like button. Who dat? I was interested in an update from Dennis Allen on Monday on Marshon Lattimore. Unfortunately, Lattimore had the groin injury early in training camp, came back, was healthy, started, looked like he left with a little bit of a hamstring injury on Sunday. Here was Dennis Allen Monday with an update on Lattimore.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a hamstring that he's dealing with. Don't know what the significance is going to be of that. We'll go through the week and evaluate him and see what we do.
I thought it was interesting because you had Lattimore go out, Kool-Aid McKinstry went in. I thought played pretty well. As I was looking at the Pro Football Focus numbers, Lattimore, McKinstry, neither of them were in the top 5 or the bottom 5. But again, it was a day where everybody kind of played pretty well. You hate to lose Lattimore, but again, like we talked about when they drafted McKinstry, part of the reason you drafted Kool-Aid McKinstry was for the inevitability of losing very likely either Marshon Lattimore or Paulson Adebo. Lattimore could be a trade target, as we've talked about a ton. Paulson Adebo, you got to make a decision. Are you going to pay him this offseason, or does he walk in free agency? Either way, you would assume next year Kool-Aid McKinstry is one of your starting boundary corners. And if Lattimore is out for any length of time, which you certainly hope isn't the case, especially with as well as the Saints played on Sunday. I mean, it feels like, and now you're going to Dallas, it feels like you might actually be playing for something of significance this year, despite what I and a lot of people thought. You'd love to have him for this game against that offense with Dak and CeeDee Lamb and, of course, all the weapons they have. Of course, you want your number one corner out there. Tough ask for Kool-Aid McKinstry, but a great opportunity as well. Speaking of the Pro Football Focus numbers, the top 5, I don't think this is going to be a giant surprise to anybody, but in the same way that the LSU numbers were telling of what transpired, this is also pretty telling. You could name anybody, really, for the top, but Eric McCoy was the highest. Juwan Johnson was the second highest graded, followed by Derek Carr, Tyrann Mathieu, and then Alvin Kamara. That was your top 5 graded players for the Saints in Pro Football Focus in the win against the Panthers. McCoy was just a road grader all day. He was awesome, helping pace that rushing attack, which ran for 180 yards, just under 5 yards a carry. Juwan Johnson was great. As we saw, had the touchdown catch. Derek Carr, maybe his most efficient game as a Saint. Didn't say best, most efficient game as a Saint. Tyrann was really good. And then Kamara, as we saw, was awesome. The bottom 5, isn't it odd to say like you're encouraged by low-rated guys? Somebody has to be in the bottom, right? If you're going to grade out your players, somebody has to show up in the bottom. Top to bottom, grade everybody. Well, somebody has to be the lowest graded. Well, if you think of, all right, who would you want to be at the bottom? It would probably be the guys that aren't your key contributors. You'd hate to think like starters at key positions would be your lowest graded guys. Here are your 5 lowest graded players. The lowest graded player was Peyton Turner, followed by Brian Brzee. That's a bummer. Those, by the way, there's 2 first-round picks on the defensive line. Peyton Turner, Brian Brzee, Kalecki Hudson, who was just activated, Bub Means, who's a rookie, and then Willie Gay. Now, Willie Gay was the 5th lowest, but the lowest rated was Peyton Turner, so going from in reverse order there. Willie Gay, of course, you would love to see have a great year. He's in a 1-year prove-it deal, all the stuff we've talked about plenty, but you got Demario Davis and Pete Werner. I mean, Willie Gay is a rotational guy, part of that 3-man rotation. It doesn't have to be great. Peyton Turner did have a couple of pressures, and he batted a ball at the line of scrimmage. That was in 14 pass rush snaps. So not getting to the quarterback back, I guess, hurts him, but to have 2 pressures and a deflected pass, he actually did have a little bit of an impact. But again, none of the guys I mentioned outside of Brzee are guys you're really counting on. Yes, you want Willie Gay to have a great season, but Turner, Brzee, Hudson, Means, and Gay, if you were going to take every player that played for the New Orleans Saints on Sunday and say, all right, which guys would you be okay being your lowest graded guys on the PFF rankings after the game? I would guess Kalecki, Hudson, Bub Means, Peyton Turner, probably okay. You'd expect more from Brzee, who's a starter, and Willie Gay, who you want to see have a good season, but you got depth there in any event. Just a couple of takeaways there. A couple of more from Dennis Allen. And this is, again, Monday. After they had the opportunity to look at the game film, you come back, and that's always going to be a little more telling than what you see immediately after the game. Dennis Allen was asked about the run game. This is number 5, Muse, if we could. And specifically, what worked so well for the Saints rushing for 180 yards?
You know, our guys did a great job of targeting in the run game. I think that was probably one of the better things that we did. We got on the right people, and I think that's part of it. And they've got some different defensive structures that can make that challenging at times. And then I thought, you know, we did a good job of kind of reestablishing the line of scrimmage up front. I thought we were able to get some movement on the line of scrimmage, create space in the defense, and the enemy, a great run defense, is space. And so, you know, we're trying to create as much of it as we can offensively, and we're trying to eliminate as much of it as we can defensively.
The enemy of a great run defense is space. I want to clip that, please. The enemy of a great run defense is space. Muse, do me a favor real quick. Can we play the Stinchcomb cut again, please? The enemy of a great run defense is space. I want to remind you, again, this is what John Stinchcomb said on AFR on August 26th, when the point he made was, look, for all the deficiencies the Saints may have talent-wise on that offensive line, his point was this scheme was going to be better suited for the talent on this line, not just Trevor Penn. Again, this was Stinchcomb on August 26th.
It's going to rely heavily on movement, outside zone, play action pass. That is to his advantage. I think he was a misfit, if you will, in the Carmichael offense, which is a lot of straight drop back pass for the quarterback. Everyone knows where it's the point of attack is going to get set, and you just have to be able to pass protect. I think that changes considerably once we take the field against Carolina. I think it should really help not only Trevor, but that entire offensive line.
The enemy of a good rush defense is space. You heard Stinch say it about outside zone, all that stuff. It seemed like every single rushing play the Saints had success. You had linemen in space, lead blocking for Alvin Kamara, who was finding space, making defenders read and react. Yes, it wasn't see-ball, hit-ball. It was so refreshing to watch. It was fantastic. They're going to have bigger challenges, no doubt. You're going to face better teams and better defenses, and now that you've put that on film, teams are going to scheme for you. But it was so wildly refreshing to watch that on Sunday. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact, and be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.